Hi, it's Bryony Montgomery here from The Mother Way, and I'm running a free mini course next week called the Overthinking Solution: 3 simple keys to lasting inner peace and harmony for busy women who are in that overthinking cycle. Now, overthinking can be show up in lots of different ways. It can show up with a sense that you need to juggle a lot of things for a lot of others and you don't have time for yourself, that you are in a situation or experience personally or in work or in a past from your past where you're actually kind of constantly thinking about the situation or the experience, trying to find a solution, trying to work through feelings within yourself in order to feel free or feel some kind of release from the situation or the experience. As well as women in this culture, we are taught that we can have it all and we can juggle everything and we can be everything for everybody around us, which comes at a cost that we lose connection with ourselves. So it's a cultural behavior. It's also a family behavior as well, that we're taught as women, as girls, young girls, that that the best way to tackle or address certain situations that come up in our life is to approach it from a very analytical and in our mind, in order to find solutions and ways to work through things. And that can be really valid and true for some things, but when we're in a cycle of overthinking, it really is, if it continues for a long period of time, it severs us from ourselves, from our inner power, who we are, how we connect with ourselves, and how we connect with others in our community and around us. And we start to feel like we're cut off from support. We feel isolated. We feel alone. We feel frustrated. We have feelings of anger. We have feelings of loneliness, of not knowing where we fit, of not feeling heard and seen and validated. And this overthinking cycle just places us in such a place of scarcity within ourselves, in our relationships, in our workplace, around us. And so that cycle, as it continues, it continues to take and create more, that scarcity continues to grow, and feeds things like insecurity, like you're not enough, like you're too much, like you don't have the supports around you, like you're not accepted by others or loved, or supported or nourished. And so that cycle continues, and it can continue on a very subtle level, as well as a very obvious level. It can continue for long periods of time. We can spend a lot of time in a space of overthinking everything that we do, who we are, how we parent, how we do relationships, even down to material things as well. We can just spend a lot of time in that cycle. So the course next week is running on the 25th, 26th and 27th of May, and we're going to go into what the overthinking solution is, what I've created and what I've used in my life as a mama of 4, in my relationships, as a wife. I own a small farm too. In my community, as a business owner, me as a very busy woman, I know this cycle very well. It's a learnt behavior. I'm very familiar with this cycle and how I've actually moved through that cycle and been able to identify that cycle and reconnect with myself in the midst of that overthinking, cycle. So I can once again feel connected, feel nourished, feel supported, and I can stop that cycle from running and driving my life in ways that keep me separated from myself, from my loved ones, and from my community and what I long to birth into the world. So the Overthinking Solution, it's a free mini course that's running, as I said, next week, the 25th, 26th and 27th of May, 11 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. It's going to be a really short each day. It's about 20 or 30 minutes of teachings and practices over that 3-day time slot, where we'll explore the 3 simple keys that I've created that have worked for me in creating lasting inner peace and harmony in the busyness of life. We will be looking at, I won't go too much into detail about the content. We will be doing some practice. I'll be walking through some teachings with you about what overthinking is, how to connect with your inner power, and how to cultivate that lasting peace and harmony within yourself. So that gives you a brief overview of what we'll be looking at each of those days. In order for you to register, in order for you to be a part of this training and to gain access, you need to register for the training. The registration details are popped below on the video, or be attached to the video, so you can actually register to gain access to the teachings. I will not be running this on social media like I have done previously. This will be through the Zoom platform, and you can log in and access those calls on the 25th, 26th and 27th of May, 11 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, 20 or 30 minutes each teaching. So I will see you next week for the Overthinking Solution free mini course, 3 simple keys to create lasting inner peace and harmony for busy women. Register below to gain access and the link to how to attend the mini course next week. I will see you then, and thanks for listening.